and couldn't say nothing. I said they had to march and couldn't say nothing. God help me to preach right here. March, but don't say nothing. Now let me tell you what makes them saying something or saying nothing so important. Scholars said that the people in Jericho got on top of the wall and they was watching the saints as they was marching round the wall. And they start shouting to the ones down there marching, y'all ain't got no sense. Just as crazy as a bed bug. Look at you with your stupid self marching around the wall. Y'all just as crazy as a bed bug. Somebody know what I'm talking about. They was calling them all out their name. I bet you they even start talking about their mama. You know, back in the day, I was all right till you start talking about my mama. That's when you done crossed the line. Or if you wanted to get a beat down, how many know back in the day, if you wanted to get a good beat down, don't say nothing about my mama. They was down up there calling them all out their name. Calling them everything. Come on, tell somebody, talking smack. And all they could do, they couldn't say nothing. Because the word done come from the Lord. Shut your mouth and keep mouth. See, that's why some of us mess up. You ought to keep your mouth shut sometime. You're supposed to march. Sometimes you got to learn how to hold your peace. And they had to march while the folk up there on the wall was calling them all out of them. Now y'all know some of them wanted to say something. I wasn't there, but when the folks started saying all kind of mean things, how many know your flesh would want to take over and say something back? But every day, holler back at me, shout every day. For 6 days, all they could do was just march. They couldn't say not one word. Now they're not able to just keep quiet just because they didn't hear the folk calling them out their name. How many believe they heard everything they said? But let me tell you something. If you stay close to God and God stays close to you, God got a way of making you deaf to what your enemies are saying about you. If you let God, he know how to keep you cool, calm, and collect. High five somebody, tell him, if you let him, he'll give you what it takes to hold your peace and let him fight your battle. I need you to touch 2 people and tell them, just keep on marching. For 6 days they had to march while their enemies lambasted them and said all kind of scornful and critical things about them. But they kept marching. They didn't say a mumbling word. I got to leave you because I done counted. I ain't going to tell you how many I done counted this morning, done gone all the way to sleep. But brothers and sisters, scripture tells us that when they marched around the wall one time for 6 days, they go back to the camp. 1 day, no change. 2 days, same wall, no change. 3 days, no change. 4 days, no change. 5 days, same wall, touch somebody and tell them, no change. 6 days, same wall, and no change. And that's where some of us are right now. You going through some things, all the things that you need to go through, but ain't nothing happened yet. Ain't change has come yet. I need to talk to somebody that's hanging in limbo right now. You can't see no change in your situation. The Lord sent me here this morning just to tell you, keep your mouth shut and keep on marching, because the Bible said, holler back at me, the Bible said that the seventh day, the seventh day came. Oh, brothers and sisters, I don't care what you haven't seen up to now, if you keep on marching, your day of breakthrough, it's got to come. I wish you put your preaching voice on and tell the one next to you, baby, it's got to come. Can I get a witness? If I could have got to the children of Israel and talked to them knowing then what I know now, I would have told them on day 3, don't give up, keep marching, because you closer today than you ever been in your life to the wall coming down. Somebody here, the ushers would have had to hold you down if you knew how close you were to your walls coming down. But I hear somebody saying, Pastor, I can't see nothing right now. I can't see a change. Well, just because you can't see it don't mean it's not going to happen. I'm talking to those who are still marching. Oh, brothers and sisters, day 7 came, and if you hang in now, your day is going to come. The record tells us they got up early in the morning. The record states that the priest got the ark of the covenant, and then the other priests got the ram horns, and in reality they blew them like they were like trumpets. Oh, brothers and sisters, some were carrying the ark, which indicates the presence of the Lord. And that says to me that if walls are gonna come down, touch your neighbor and tell them you're gonna need God's presence. Scripture tells us that Joshua said, this day, those of you and all of us who have been marching in silence, after we've gone around the wall this 7th day for 7 times, when the priests blow the trumpets, we the people will shout with a great shout. And all brothers and sisters, scripture tells us that they went around 7 times. I think I ought to tell you, after the trumpet sound, the wall was still there. But when the people shouted, catch this, the record said with a great shout, those strong walls came tumbling down. Good morning, Pilgrim. May the Lord bless you real good. But on my way to my seat, Connie, I thought about it. All of that marching, all of that obedience, all of that discipline would have been in vain if they had failed to shout. And that's what I want to close with. Don't let your failure to shout keep the walls still standing. Lay hands on your neighbor and tell them every now and then, you and I need to open our mouths and shout with a great shout. Shout when the wall is standing. Because I tell you, when they shouted, they still couldn't see any cracks in the wall. They did not shout after the wall came down. No, they shouted while the wall was still standing. And I need to preach this because there are a lot of us who would tear up the church after the walls come down. Then we got 1 or 2 sophisticated saints that'll just sit there and wait on the wall to come down. But put your preacher voice on and tell them sometime you gotta shout it down. Don't let your refusal to shout keep your walls standing. The Bible said that they all lifted their voices and they shouted with a great shout. You know, Pilgrim, I've been here for a long time, And I'm still waiting on some of y'all to shout. Can I help you this morning? Don't be worried about the one beside you. Don't be worried about the one in front of you. Don't be worried about the one behind you. But get your neighbor by the hand and tell them, shout with a great shout. Shout when you can't see a way. Shout when it look like ain't nothing happening. Shout. Open your mouth and shout. I don't know how you feel about it. Oh, but I believe if I shout with a great shout, the walls will come tumbling down. The record said when they shouted, the walls came tumbling down and everything was all right. The Bible said God gave them a breakthrough. I need to help somebody in the house this morning going through the storm, in the midst of trials, in the midst of tribulations. I need to help somebody in the house today. You're going through and it look like you're not coming out. The Lord told me to tell you, if you shout a great shout, the walls of sickness, the walls of tribulation, the walls of trials, the walls of heartaches, the walls of teardrops will come tumbling down. Somebody need to shout right now. Open your mouth and shout with a great shout. Keep on shouting till something happens. Shout till you get your breakthrough. Shout till you get your healing. Shout till you get your deliverance. Come on, Zion. Come on. Come on in here. Open your mouth and shout right now. Come on with me. Shout. A great shout. It's moving. It's working right now. I see a crack in the wall. The wall is coming down now. Open up your mouth and shout right now. The text said, all the people shouted with a great shout. And look at it again. Until the wall was completely, and all they had to do was just can I give you this one and I'm finished? God just told me that somebody's walls just came down. Do me a favor, I'm finished. Go on and step in. into your victory. Step into your healing. Step into your deliverance. Step into your child's salvation. Go on and step in. Go step in. Step in it. Step in it. Yes. Step in it. Step in it. That's tough. The wall is flat. God said, I'm going to give it to you. Woo! Oh! Stand on your feet. I'm finished.